With the Russia-Ukraine war, where a drone hit a commercial building in Moscow that was struck over the weekend, while at least one other drone was downed. The hostile drones have reached the heart of the Russian capital in recent months, and so far the attacks have caused no major damage. However, it is uncomfortable for authorities who have told the public that Russia is in full control of what they call a special military operation against Ukraine. Moscow's mayor said, and this is a quote, that several drones were shot down by air defense systems while trying to fly to the capital. He added one of the drones flew into the same tower in Moscow City like last time. Russia's state news agency TASS reported that Moscow's Vnukovo International Airport was briefly closed. The airport was temporarily shut for arrivals and departures, and the planes were redirected. The same airport was briefly closed on Sunday, and earlier, a volley of drone attacks disrupted air traffic at Vnukovo to the city's southwest. Russia's defense ministry blames Tuesday's attack on Ukraine, saying that multiple facilities in the Moscow region had been targeted. It said that 2 drones were destroyed by air defense systems near Moscow, while a third was jammed and crashed in the capital. Ukraine does not acknowledge cross-border drone attacks in keeping with its security policy. The recent strikes reflect a pattern of more frequent and deeper cross-border strikes the Kyiv government has launched since starting a counteroffensive in June. Drones allow cross-hit Ukrainian Air Force to avoid putting aircraft and pilots at risk. With depleted strength and dated aircraft, the Ukrainians fly Soviet-era jets like Sukhoi and MiGs. The country's current fleet of warplanes is older than modern Ukraine itself. Drones are also helping Ukraine save long-range precision missiles. Drones pose a different challenge than missiles. Missiles, each costing hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, fly fast, are hard to shoot down, and carry a huge explosive payload. But for now, the bigger threat may come from these drones. They are small, slow, cheap, easy to shoot down, but so plentiful that they come in swarms. Most drones in use today are smaller than traditional military aircraft and require different kinds of air defenses. They fly slower and lower to the ground. That means that many air defense systems are not optimized to shoot them down. And amid rapidly evolving global security dynamics, a new era of drone warfare has already arrived. The big question is if Ukraine can bank on drones and force a Russian retreat. Well, experts say that drones alone cannot determine war outcomes for any side. Drones can help tip the balance in favor of one side to the other, but by themselves, they cannot win a war. It takes more than just drones to thwart or reverse battlefield gains, and war ground forces will still need to fight the casualty-intensive battles. Okay, for more on this, we are being joined by Peter Kuznich from Maryland here in the United States. He's the director of the Nuclear Studies Institute at American University. Peter, welcome back to WION, and it's great to see you. Moscow skyscrapers are being hit in a new wave of drone attacks, basically, by Ukraine. So how, or so they say, but how is Ukraine managing to achieve this?
That's a big question. The Russian people have largely not felt the effects of this war so far, but now Ukraine is increasing its targeting of Russian territory, including Moscow. There have been 4 attacks this past week alone against Moscow, and the fact that this was a commercial building, but it housed several Russian ministries makes it more than just symbolically significant. This is actually significant. Why were the Russians unable? They said they jammed the drones electronically, but they still managed to hit part of their target. The damage does not seem to be excessive, but the psychological impact is probably much greater than the physical impact.
Yeah, and it's also so interesting that Russia is also, very plentiful when it comes to drones, notably buying it from countries like Iran, as we have reported. But then you hear Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's statement on Sunday saying that the war was coming to Russia. What do you make of those statements?
For a long time, the United States and NATO have been telling Zelensky not to escalate, not to attack within Russia, because they don't want to see Russian retaliation. People realize that if Russia unleashes its forces in a way that is much less limited than they've been doing so far, that Ukraine will be the loser. Even last night, Russia attacked Kharkiv. Russia has been attacking Odessa. It has largely avoided attacking Kyiv, but that could change at any point. And then if you take it one step further, we have these repeated threats by Medvedev saying that if Russia really feels threatened, it will use tactical nuclear weapons. That's the ultimate threat.
Peter, thank you so much for joining us on WION, and we look forward to having you again very soon.
My pleasure. Anytime, Susan.